Well, hey there, it's Betsy, and welcome to a Minute of Wisdom. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's week has gotten off to an amazing start so far. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about overcoming discouragement. And my question is, do you have something that maybe you've been praying for a long time, wondering if it's ever going to come to pass? And the more you pray about it, the more you feel like all those prayers are coming back, return to sender. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Israelites and how it took them 40 years to take an 11-day trip. And hopefully that will help you a little bit with your discouragement. You know, God had given the Israelites a dream, a vision of this promised land, this land that was flowing with milk and honey, a land that they were no longer going to be slaves, that they could be free. Scholars say that the journey to the Promised Land was only about a 1 to 2 week journey. Most of them say it was right around 11 days. However, it took the children of Israel 40 years to get there. Exodus 13:17 says, "Then it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that God did not lead them by the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, lest perhaps the people change their minds when they see war and return to Egypt." Basically, it was God's choice to not take the short route. And a lot of times when God wants to take you somewhere, he just might take you on a longer path instead of the short one. And he does it with good reason. Sometimes God needs to prepare us. You see, the Israelites were slaves. They didn't understand war. They had no idea what they were about to get themselves into. They just did what they were told when they were in Egypt. And God had to prepare them for all the battles that they were getting ready to face. Let's face it, every dream has its difficulties. And God can use those delays to get us ready for the difficult times that we're going to face during the course of our journey. See, these delays are designed to strengthen our faith and to make us stronger. Now, God can also use these delays to test our hearts towards him, to see how we're going to respond under pressure when things get really difficult, to see if we're going to trust him when things get difficult, or if we're going to blame him and quit and give up. Sometimes God needs to get Egypt out of us way more than he needs to get us out of Egypt. See, God could have very easily brought the Israelites out overnight, but that slave mentality would have still been ingrained in them, and they wouldn't have been able to handle what they got into. You see, all of us have beliefs and bad programming that could hinder God's purpose for our lives. So many times God uses these delays to allow time to change all of the junk that we got going on in our trunk and the thought patterns that he wants to show us how his ways are way more effective and efficient than our ways are. So if you're in one of those types of delays right now, don't get discouraged. The best thing to do is to be patient and learn what it is that you need to learn, because you're not getting out until you do. But what you got to realize is that God was leading the Israelites the whole entire time. And yes, that does mean that God will lead us through the wilderness. But remember, it's your attitude and your willingness to learn what you need to learn while you're there that determines how long you're going to stay in that wilderness. The Israelites failed miserably, and only 2 out of the millions made it to the Promised Land. That's pretty sad. Remember, when you're going through delays in your life, don't get discouraged. Allow God to change whatever needs to be changed, to heal whatever needs to be healed, so that you don't miss out on your Promised Land. So if you found this information helpful, I'd appreciate if you'd share it with somebody that you think might benefit. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hope everybody has an awesome day. Take care. God bless.